see this little dude eat. Oh, he ate an ant. We just got to see Horny Toady. This is so exciting. Hey, what's happening, herpers? So we got some rain last night, and I'm out here this morning seeing if it woke up any reptiles. So come along with me if you want to see what has woken up from our little early sneak peek at monsoon season, and hit that like button like you're flipping a rock. You're sure has a rattlesnake under it, and let's see what we can find. And just in case my luck doesn't pick up here, maybe tap the subscribe button and check under there. Make sure there's no reptiles hiding under that too, because I'm not finding any here. And would you look at that, under the like button and the subscribe button, there's two little lizards that popped up already. Looks like the one on the upper rock is maybe getting a little territorial. He's doing push-ups. Maybe he's saying, hey babe. Not exactly sure. But either way, finding these two little guys has to be a good sign for the day. So thanks for checking under the like and subscribe button. Now let's get on with the video. And while I get headed down this trail, I'd like to start the video off by thanking the patrons who chose this video topic. This month I actually posted the patron poll for what the patron chosen topic should be on Patreon, where it actually counted, but also here on YouTube to see what you guys wanted to see. And I did have different results between Patreon and YouTube. Patreon voted for me to go out and do some early morning herping, but on YouTube you guys voted to see me go herping at night. Now I am a little past due for June's patron chosen video, so patrons won out this time, and you're obviously seeing the early morning herping right now. But as everybody here on YouTube was so interested in seeing another night herping excursion, I am going to go out and do some night herping. I've got to use that new flashlight I bought anyway, so, oh, look at that, it's a baby. Not a baby reptile, but still cool to see a little baby barrel cactus poking up through the rocks. There's a larger one that baby will grow into something like one day, but it's real cool to see how they can just grow out of those rock outcroppings. Would be cooler to see a reptile though, so I am keeping my eyes open. Help me. If you're watching this now and you see a reptile somewhere in this rock pile, call it out to me, because it wouldn't surprise me too much if I did walk right past something. Anyway, my patrons were overdue for a video, so we're doing morning herping this week. But if you were one of the people on YouTube who voted to see the night herping video, don't worry, I am going to get around to making that video too. But the votes of my patrons has to come first. And on that note, if you are interested in joining the patrons of this channel, you can do so for as little as $3 a month. That $3 will get you access to my full Patreon page, as well as the ability to vote on the monthly patron chosen video topic. Well, this is not exactly what I'm looking for, but it's still a good sign of life. So it's things like that little alcove that I'm looking for, and the fact that this face of the mountain is getting a lot of direct early morning sunlight is what has me feeling really good about finding something somewhere in this rock face. So I'm gonna spend maybe 15 minutes really just going over this area up into those boulders, just searching every little crevice like what I just showed you, because that is a perfect place for the snake to hide. This side of the mountain is a perfect place for them to warm up in the mornings before the sun is too intense. And that rat poop down there tells me that their food is around here somewhere. So hopefully this is where we get lucky and where we find something. But almost, I don't want to pull my camera out ahead of time, but it almost looks like something is back in that hole. So I'm gonna get closer and you guys can ride this high and potential disappointment with me if it turns out just to be a rock. And it's a rock. I joked in one of my last herping videos I had to get further away from the construction work, and I did this time. We don't hear the construction workers. But now there's a UFO, or a helicopter, one or the other. I honestly couldn't figure out what the helicopter was doing. It kept coming over to this little part of the mountains, and it would hover for a few minutes, and then it would return to wherever it was coming from with a load. It didn't look like it was carrying water buckets. There wasn't, I know it looks hazy today, but there wasn't a fire in the area I knew of, so my guess is it was helping with some sort of construction project. But let me know down in the comments what you think this helicopter or UFO was up to. No snakes, but more cactus making its home among the rocks. Not just the barrel there, but these little guys there and right here. These have to be one of my favorite cactuses we get here, and they bloom with the most beautiful pink flowers on them. Well, I really set out today hoping to find some snakes, and it just wasn't meant to be, but I am even more excited about this than if I had found a snake. Check it out. It is a horned lizard, or horny toad as a lot of people call him. That is him, that little stout body. You can see those regal horns around his head. My camera just put him in the shadow. this little guy has already lost his tail to something. They also have the ability to exude blood or just squirt a little bit of blood out of their eyes. And there's some debate about exactly why they do that, but one of the leading theories is, well, herpetologists studying this have noticed the blood tastes bad that gets shot out of their eyes. It doesn't taste like the rest of their blood. Why are they tasting this blood? I don't know, but they have, and it tastes really bad. So they think part of the method here is just shoot some nasty tasting blood out. Whatever animal's about to eat them goes, ooh, if that's what a little bit of its blood tastes like, I don't want to eat the whole thing. And this little guy gets to live another day. Ooh, that's just one of the theories I've heard. Let me know down in the comments why you think these guys shoot blood from their eyes. Oh, and that helicopter is back right on cue. Wow, what a cool lizard. I'm gonna try to catch him. All right, I had to set my camera down to do it, but I caught him. I have not seen one of these guys out here in forever. And a big reason for that is because of all the housing developments and all the construction around here. These guys obviously aren't the biggest lizard, but they almost exclusively eat ants, and they also start to acquire a taste for the ants that they have eaten their whole life, and it makes them just notoriously hard to successfully relocate because you can't keep them well in captivity. If you reintroduce them to a new place and the right type of ant isn't there and the taste isn't to their liking, they just won't be able to establish themselves and do well. So it is so exciting to see one of these guys out here, and a young one at that. I'm seeing some ants walking by. What are the chances I can set him down and we can see this little dude in action? He's calmed down quite a bit, and I think I was wrong earlier. He must have just been sitting on his tail because he does have his whole tail. I was a little confused when I didn't see it because I didn't think they detached like most lizard tails, like I mentioned with the bloody eye trick. And as you can see with all those horns on his body, this lizard stays alive by being hard to eat. He tastes bad, he's covered in spikes. They don't lose their tail like other lizards. So he must have just been kind of sitting in it, or is blending in that well that I couldn't see it earlier. But let's see, I'm going to, oh, don't worry, bud. I'm going to set him down here because I don't want to bother him for too long or stress him out, because I see some ants and it must have been what he was here for. Oh, he's on the run. There's some ants right in front of him. I'm pulling a thorn out of my finger. There we go. Let's see if you can see this little dude eat. Oh, he ate an ant. We just got to see Horny Toady. This is so exciting. Oh, another one. Yeah. Oh, it's good to see I didn't bother him too much. I was a little worried picking him up, but the fact that he has just gone straight back to eating. Oh my gosh, this is so cool to see. I have never seen one eating in the wild like this. He's on the move. Oh, there's an ant. Get that one. Oh, he is side-eyeing that ant. I think you were donezo. You can see this smaller species of ant here he is not nearly as interested in as all of these larger ants. I'm probably sitting on their anthill right now, but it's okay because this is so cool to get to see. Do you think this little guy would let me hand feed him? I don't really want to get bitten by an ant, but it would also be amazing to hand feed a horny toad. All right, I'm just gonna, nope. Let's see here. I got a little ant for him. Oh, he's running. All right, I don't blame him. Can I throw it to him? All right, I just threw it to him. Let's see if he eats it. You ever wonder what I look like while I'm filming these down low on the ground shot? Something down low on the ground. All right, well, he's getting on his way, so I won't bother him any longer. But what a cool find to see one of these out here. And that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you again for watching, and thank you to all of the patrons who support this channel at all the tier levels. It really goes a long way in helping me continue to make content as frequently as I do. So thank you again, starting with my head herpers, Allie Ward, Amanda Lynn, Deborah Torgerson, Jane Cabin Girl, JCH, Lindsay Justice, my newest head herper, Loki and Thor, thank you for joining, it really means a lot, Sierra Sicard, and Tiffany H. Thank you again to all of my head herpers. Your support at the $10 a month tier level really means a lot and helps keep this channel chugging along. And I would of course like to thank the patrons at the other tier levels that support this channel and help me choose video topics each month. Your support really means the world. Anyway, whether you're a patron or not, thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out when I do go night herping, which will be coming up very soon here. And I think that is the only announcement this week. So I hope y'all have a fantastic week. I hope nobody makes you angry enough to shoot blood out of your eyes. But most of all, I hope that you just keep herping.